Field, Councilor Fenton, Councilor Hurst. The time is 6:40, and this is the public speak out portion of the Springfield City Council meeting. I just wanted to let people know that at or before 6:30, we will end the speak out and councilors will enter the regular meeting scheduled for 7 p.m. Of course, using another link. Everyone this evening will have up to 3 minutes to speak. I would just ask that those individuals who are speaking to please just state your name and address for the record before starting. So without further ado, thank you everyone again for your patience. I'll pass it to Mr. Fortini.
Thank you. Thomas Fortini, 29 Olney Avenue, father of 3 and 10-year resident. My expectation is to speak without interruption during this public speak out. More than 200 people have asked me to be here today to discuss their thoughts with you, mainly but not limited to residential property taxes. 4 people have yielded their time to me and were told not to come. My expectation is to use their time, 12 minutes, and mine of 3 as well. I will start by talking about the issues that brought us here today. Then I will talk about taxes and I'll wrap up and give you an opportunity to respond. These are among the words I have heard from the people: abuse of power, corruption, cronyism, cowardice, distrust, disillusion, depression, despair, disrespect, defeat, and greed. What do I hear when the people tell me that the council is a buddy system, that one hand washes the other, that they have each other's backs, that they will come after you, that they'll try to embarrass you, and that I better be ready for a fight? I hear that the people fear their government. I'm reminded that united we stand and divided we fall. We have been divided by our skin, religion, culture, race, ethnicity, veteran status, age, income, political party, classification of essential versus non-essential worker, communication sensitivity, home ownership, level of education, professional designation, sex, gender, sexual preference, freedom of speech, right to bear arms, pro-life, pro-abortion. The list goes on and on and on. Failed democracy looks like people dividing instead of coming together. It looks like people begging to the rulers, please help me, I'm a senior citizen. Please help me, I'm a proud Latino. Please help me, I'm a woman. Please help me, I'm a hard worker. Fill out and submit a form and beg for assistance. While we stand divided, our rulers have pulled more and more power from our pockets and strengthened their control dollar by dollar. No one has lived our lives or walked in our shoes, and no one knows how to spend our money better than we do, on our own. These are the opinions I've heard from the people. I'll continue. We should applaud those who do more with less, not those who do more with more. For the last decade, the people of Springfield have done more with less, while the city has done the same, or so the people believe, with more taxes from the people. The average tax bill is up 34% from 2013. Inflation is up only 15% over the same period of time. The City Council has increased our taxes by 18% beyond inflation, 23% beyond inflation if we're accounting for a very conservative inclusion of the casino and pot industries into our economy. I've been catching up on the council meetings on YouTube, and on the one hand, I have developed an appreciation for the council's proficient and professional sessions. On the other hand, I recognize that the people do not care about the efficiency with which you navigate the bureaucracy or how much time you spend talking about pot. The people care about how much you tax them, the water they drink, the roads they drive, or so I've heard, right? This is what I've heard. The cost of their education and how much they're paying for electric, internet, and gas. I turn now to the people and then back to the council. The officials are only as powerful as you let them be. When you yield, when you step back, when you sit down, you hand them your power. You must stand up, you must vote, and you must run for office. Continue on to the frustrations of the people that led us here today. During the Great Recession, the city decided not to process bulk updates. As we were informed by the assessor's office at the time, assessments and the tax levy mill rate were not updated because the city still needed the same money to run. It was deemed better to avoid the whole expense. During the COVID housing boom, the city decided to process bulk assessments and not update the mill rate significantly enough anyway to offset those assessments, resulting in higher taxation on the people. These two contradictory actions provide a lens of transparency into the decision-making of the mayor and the council. Process a change when it increases taxation and not when it does not. For 8 out of the last 10 years, this coming included, the average tax bill has increased by more than inflation, 7 times more in 2017, 4 times more in 2016, 3 times more in 2020, and double in 4 other years, just about double in 4 other years. In 2013, the mayor and council applauded their efforts to reduce the average tax bill, which was reduced by 5.5%. That's excellent. A temporary trash bill was introduced and never removed. It's noteworthy. MGM and pot joined the Springfield economy, reduced average tax bills were promised, not delivered. Systemic increases have washed away the applauded efforts of 2013, that 5.5% reduction, and the incorporation of the casino and pot industries into the Springfield economy. Most recently, the COVID boom has been used as an opportunity to increase taxation on homeowners. I've been told that the city sets the budget and then decides how much to tax the citizens. None of the citizens set their budgets, then tell their boss their salary. The people hold the opinion that Springfield leadership has been misrepresenting the people and managing the budget for nearly a decade. On November 19th, and I know you're not the mayor, but you approved the budget. November 19th, 2021, the mayor, and of the last years as well. November 19th, 2021, the mayor announced continued relief in the form of reducing the residential rate by 8 cents. 8 cents. A reduction of 94 cents would have unwound 10 years of taxation beyond inflation and set citizens even with inflation since 2011. A reduction of 306 cents would have done the same, as well as hold the mayor and council to the delivered promises of 2013 reduction, MGM and pot being incorporated into the economies. Either 94 or 306 cents would have amounted to some degree of restitution. Neither amount to relief. It's a slap in the face. Demands of the people. We do not want explanations, excuses, or validations of how the money is being spent. Only 6,000 of the 111,000 registered voters voted for those of you at large, and about 1,000 or less by ward. If you want us to vote for you again, then we want a plan, immediately actionable and executable to rectify the overtaxation. We want safeguards that prevent the city from increasing taxes beyond inflation, and as reported by the U.S. Bureau of Labor. We want transparency on the quarterly tax bills with pie charts that show what department and pension each dollar is going to. Simple asks. We want term limits for the mayor, mayoral, and other elected positions. We want unity among councilors who will vote against any budget that increases taxation on the people and doesn't shift more spending into water and road maintenance and treatment. Stand up, we ask. Be the shepherds you're meant to be. Fight the wolves. They run fast and far, or step down. If you do not do these things, then we will vote for anyone else or leave the ballot blank. That's the end of my speech. I do have questions from the people, 3 questions they asked me to read. 2 are from Edmund Janis, 27 Dorchester Street. He rallied 127 people in support of these questions. First question is, knowing elevated HAA5 levels are unsafe long-term, who would be held accountable if people and their animals get sick drinking Springfield water? Second question is, regarding the Springfield Water and Sewer Commission, will any of the $5 million earmarked money be used to upgrade our water system to reduce the amount of HAA5 levels in our drinking water? And then the third question is from Diane Hamlin, 70 Shumway Street, apartment 7. And this is regarding the disbursement of American Rescue Funds. 12 million of the roughly 124 million Springfield received was applied to this year's municipal budget to make up for, quote, lost revenue. She's quoting, we don't know what it is, I guess. What lost revenue, she says. I would like more transparency and more information about where the money is being spent. So I don't know who to direct these questions to. I guess I just field them to anyone who wants to step up. I do want to say that Tracy Whitfield was the only council member to reach out to me on an email that was sent to all council members. I ask now that Tracy speaks on the matters that I mentioned earlier, essentially boiling down to fear from the people of the council.
Mr. Fortini, this is a public speak out and this is not a dialogue to ensue. Now we have subcommittees of the city council that would be happy to follow up with the questions for residents. And certainly either if you're, representing them or get back to you on that after further follow-up. But we're not going to take part in a dialogue, as that's not within the scope of this meeting. But we'll be happy to follow up certainly for you.
Okay. Yeah. My first time. I only know.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I appreciate again you raising the issue of property taxes, as I'm sure every counselor in this body is also concerned about that issue and has been for some time, despite what the perception is. So I just leave that, but I appreciate your testimony today. And if you could just contact the city council office, please, with those questions, they will be forwarded to the appropriate individuals and we can follow up that way.
Okay, copy and paste them and send them an email. Got it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. President, can I just say one thing?
Sure.
I just wanted to say that I will hold a subcommittee meeting and I will send you the invite, Mr. Fortini, and then we could discuss some of the questions related to property tax and ARPA funds. And I will ask the appropriate departments that works for the mayor to attend, but there is an ARPA fund meeting this Thursday at 4:45. And so if you wanted to attend that one, I can see that the city council give you a link. But we could talk offline.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilor Letterman. I know there was also some water levels mentioned too. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. I just simply, Mr. Fortini, thanks for your testimony, and certainly can follow up relative to the HAA 5 issue. But in the meantime, I know you had mentioned you were reviewing council meetings on our YouTube channel. We did hold a maintenance and development committee meeting last week that should be up there already. If it's not, we'll make sure it is posted, which was an update on that issue from the Water and Sewer Commission, and has some of the answers relative to the steps that are being taken to actually, not only reduce but eliminate those exceedances. So hopefully we can follow up there as well. And I see actually Focus Springfield just said it should be there. So that was our last maintenance and development committee meeting that I held.
Okay, great. Thank you. I look forward to seeing it. I have notifications on, but I haven't seen that one.
All right. Thank you, Councilor Letterman. And again, thank you, Mr. Fortini, for joining us. And we will certainly circle back with you. Councilor